Hello, and how are you, Blog 13 today? That would be February the 12th, 2015. Uh, let's see, going back there, Bicycle Angels again. We'll do another blog tonight. I remember this one time, well, say about back 6 years ago here in St. Charles, we had a little trolley car that would run from Beefeater's restaurant and the RV park down there all the way on up into over there by the Bass Pro. Yeah, so it'd run big loop all the way back up and around through there, and it'd go past the columns, and it'd go into the convention center parking lot, the front end of it, not the back end of it. And so anyway, it was a good long ride, and you could take it for free. Didn't cost you nothing. I assumed, I mean, it was paid for by the city of St. Charles. I would assumed that the people on Main Street, because it ran up and down Main Street, I would assume that they would have paid for it, but no, they didn't. They felt that it was unnecessary, I guess. I don't know. It seemed like a good tourist attraction to me, but I used to get to ride that thing free. So anyway, one day I was riding it, and I rode on over to Bass Pro, and I was rolling back home from Bass Pro, and I got to a point where I had now this was one of my older chairs with the big balloon tires. Give me a second. Gotta get a sip of the nectar. This is when I had one of my older chairs. Well, I say older. I've had 6 different chairs since I've been in the wheelchair power chairs. But anyway, this one had balloon tires. I think it had balloon tires. Nope, this was before balloon tires. Anyway, I'm coming along back from the Bass Pro, and I'm on First Capital there, and I get past Sibley, and right after I get past Sibley, there's a car goes by, and they honk their horn, and well, it makes me have a little bit of a spasm, so I go up halfway up on this little hill. And I can't back down from the hill, but I'm not in danger of falling this time, luckily, because I'd be falling onto the sidewalk, which wouldn't have been good. But anyway, here comes this bicycle, of course, and he says, "Hey, you need some help?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I could use some help." So he got off his bicycle, and he come over, and he pulled me down, got me back up off that hill, which I really appreciate it, because so many times I get stuck, and you need them bicycle angels to help you out. So anyway, I got off the hill, and then I went on down to Quick Trip, and I stopped into Quick Trip there for a while, just to relax, just to get my mind back at ease, because when you get a little start like that, a little startling, then you have a tendency to get a little fear factor in you, which you didn't even know you had, but there it is. Wow, that was a long story made short, wasn't it? Well, okay. Let's see. I thought I had more to do today. Well, I tell you what I can do for you is, I remember a long time ago, my cousin and my brother and we was spending time at my grandma's house. And well, we decided that we was going to go on up to the store and try to get something for Easter. Why, it was Easter. Well, there was a place called the Bargain Barn, which was downstairs in the back of this little hoop place. It was kind of a rags to riches kind of place, where you go down inside there and you look around and you purchase things. And well, we went in there and we was looking around for stuff, and my cousin Randy, he found himself a necklace, and he thought it was the most beautiful thing in the world, so he was going to give that to his mama for Easter. And then whenever we were after we left there, we went on up. Well, first off, we had went uptown, and we got to we went into the Ben Franklin or Five and Dime or whatever it was. We went in there and we looked around and we bought some candy and stuff and whatnot. And then we come back down to the store and down to the Bargain Barn, and we bought that necklace and a few other trinket things. And we got back over to the house, and well, actually Randy hadn't had enough money for it, and so he borrowed a little bit of money from my brother. Well, actually not from my brother, but he borrowed it from my grandmother. And well, I tell you, it was right after that we loaded into the car. Microphone off. Microphone off. Yeah, it was right after that. I mean, almost immediately after that we loaded into the car. And well, Aunt Rosie, I'm not supposed to be using all these names, I guess. Ouch. My aunt showed up to pick him up, and well, on the way into the car, my brother just says, well, for some reason, I have no idea why he blurted it out, but he says, we were going to give him the Easter presents, give his mom Easter present, and my mom her Easter present, and anyway, we start to give them out, and then all of a sudden my brother blurts out, and Randy owes Grandma $1. Now, that was not quite the right thing to say, because, well, in that situation, Randy had been working, but he, you never borrow money from Grandma, although, most kids these days borrow money from whoever they can borrow it from, and especially Grandma, because Grandma is an easy touch. But back then, you didn't borrow money from your relatives. I mean, especially Grandma, because Grandma's money she was older and she needed that money. That was her what she was gonna have to survive on for the rest of her life. But anyway, we went home on that note, and my brother, well, we kind of left on not the best of terms with my cousin, on account he was kind of upset because, well, he knew he was going to get in trouble, and we knew he was going to get in trouble. So anyway, we get this letter a couple of days later, maybe a week later, and we used to send cassette tapes back and forth. Yeah, okay, cassette tapes. Those were little small tapes that were, at the time, 60-minute tapes, which would be 30 minutes on each side. But anyway, and then came CDs, and then came EMPs, and then came all the other musical devices. But anyway, you had this recorder thing, and you could stick the tape in there, and you could punch the button. If you had a microphone, you could punch the button, and you could record the tape. So anyway, Randy sends us a letter, and I was reading that letter, and it says, "When I Sammy, I forgive you for saying, and Randy owes Grandma $1." Anyway, that's basically the gist of it. I don't remember the whole letter per se, but I do remember that part. Does that thing say? Oh, okay. It says 10 minutes, not 19. Okay. Anyway, that was just one of those things. We had all kinds of fun when my cousin Randy came to spend the summer with us. Oh, boy, I tell you what. You know, I never knowed that he was what's the word? It's not hypochondriac. Claustrophobic. Oh yeah, I didn't know he was claustrophobic. You see, and some of my neighbors, they got together and they was just kind of messing around with us. First off, they was throwing apples at the tent. Well, because we decided to camp out, so we're sleeping out in the tent, and they're throwing apples at the tent. Well, it wasn't hurting us none, so we were just like, oh, well, no big deal. Well, then the next thing you know, they're over there, and they drop the tent on top of us, and now they're throwing apples at us. But this is the first time I ever found out my cousin there is claustrophobic. That boy went right out through the middle of that tent zipper. Didn't even think twice about going through it. He just zipped right through it without unzipping or nothing. That was a metal zipper. That thing was an inch-wide metal zipper. I wouldn't have believed it had I not seen it. Right on through, zip, right through it. And then that was the same week we went to Six Flags. Got in a little trouble at Six Flags too. We was riding on the runaway mine train, the little one. Not the runaway mine train. That's the one out in Silver Dollar City. This one was just called the mine train. Was it a mine train? Yeah, it's the mine train. It wasn't the runaway mine train. But anyway, we was riding on that, and we were supposed to meet my mom and dad back at a certain place at a certain time. Well, it was supposed to be in front of the mine train place. Well, we were waiting for them, and they hadn't gotten there yet, so we rode the mine train, and we ran around and got in line again and rode the mine train. Then we ran around and we got in line again. We rode the mine train. Then we ran around and we got in line again. And we rode the mine train. And then we ran around and got in line again. We rode the mine train. And about our fifth time around, my mom and dad were standing up there, and they were like, "Where have you guys been? We've been waiting on you for 10 minutes. We said, "Well, we were riding the mine train." And they said, well, they got mad at us. We had to walk with them. We had to stay with them for a little while. But, you know, when you've got a relative there, that pretty soon it doesn't take long before they break on you because, well, it's a soft touch as long as you got somebody else there, like another relative. You can usually get away with something real easy that way. So yeah, it was a soft touch. We got away from them there. It was only like 30 minutes. We had to follow them around, and then booyah, we were out of there. But we're gonna have to come up with another story tomorrow, another something or other, because that's gonna be cutting it short. So what I'm gonna say is, God bless everybody out there. I'm really hoping you're enjoying the program. I'm really enjoying really enjoying putting it out for you. I know that I'm getting feedback on it, so that's a good thing. And I promised that I would be putting this one out there so that my cousin-in-law could laugh at my cousin. So there it is for you. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. God loves you, and so do I. This is Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Goodbye and God bless you.